This is Theremin 30. 30 minutes of theremin music, news, events, and interviews with a new episode about every 30 days. Now, here's your host from Denver, Colorado, USA, Rick Reed.
Hello, and welcome to the 11th episode of the monthly podcast devoted to theremin music. At least it's usually monthly. I'm running a bit behind schedule this month because I had a lot of other things going on in my life that got in the way. And although this is only a 30-minute show, it actually takes me several hours, sometimes up to 20 hours to create each episode. And I just couldn't get it all together to release a show a couple of weeks ago at the beginning of the month like I normally do. So I appreciate your patience, and I think you'll find this episode was well worth the wait. I've got new music on tap from the USA, Spain, and Sweden, plus part 2 of my interview with Gordon Charlton, the UK-based experimental recording artist also known as Beat Frequency. Let's get started with the tropical lounge stylings of L'Exotic Ghost, a group from Madrid, Spain that features Javier Diaz-Ena on the theremin. Sip on a fancy umbrella drink while you listen to this track called Mai Tai Break. We started that set with a song called My Tie Break by the Spanish group Lexada Ghost. Then we heard the classical favorite The Lark, as performed by the Swedish duo Rewired Stockholm, featuring Martin Andersson on theremin and Carl Hertzman on piano. The Lark is the opening track of their new album, now available on Spotify and YouTube. Mikhail Glinka composed The Lark, also known as the Skylark, in 1840. It's the 10th song of his 12-song piano and vocal work called A Farewell to St. Petersburg. It has become an essential song of the classical theremin repertoire, possibly because it was one of Leon Theremin's favorite songs. He once performed it in a theremin demonstration for Soviet leader Vladimir Lenin and even taught Lenin to play some of it. To hear more classical music from Rewired Stockholm, follow the link in this month's show notes at theremin30.com. It's time now for the Theremin 30 calendar of theremin events. Every month we take a look at some of the concerts and workshops happening around the world. On February 20th, Southern California thereminist Barry Schwamm will perform with the Jones Band in Pasadena. Canadian folk duo Leaf Rapids have a couple of concert dates in Alberta on February 20th and the 22nd. Carolina Eick will be performing at the Music Discovery Project in Frankfurt, Germany on February 28th and 29th. And the New York Theremin Society will host a day of theremin workshops in Brooklyn on March 7th. For details about all of these events and more, go to calendar.theremin30.com. And if you have an event you'd like on the calendar, send me a message through the Theremin 30 website or the Facebook page. Coming up in the second half of the show, I'll be finishing my interview with Gordon Charlton, author of The Beat Frequency Method, Theremin for the Sonic Explorer. Now let's hear some of Gordon's music. This is a track called Ouroboros Drive from Gordon's Zero Beat album. It's dedicated to the late Barbara Buchholz. That was music from my interview guest, Gordon Charlton. I'll be visiting with him after the break. I've also got theremin and modular synth music from American recording artist Eric Kreiner. So stay tuned. In the January episode of Theremin 30, I visited with UK thereminist Gordon Charlton, who records under the stage name Beat Frequency. As we continue our conversation this month, Gordon talks with us about some simple mods and hacks for the Moog Etherwave standard. I want to mention some modifications that you proposed for theremins that are really simple and really clever and helpful. The first one is with the Moog Etherwave, is you have that little tuning tool. Tape it inside the box so you always know where it is.
Yes, indeed. The plastic trim pot alignment tool. I even wrote a little poem to remind me of that.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah. Plastic trim pot alignment tool. Plastic trim pot alignment tool. Fix your theremin, that's so cool. If you lose it, look like a fool. Plastic trim pot alignment tool.
I like that. So you need to put music to that.
Yeah, it's a handy way of remembering what it's called.
Then another little simple modification you made that I really like is you took a wire and attached one end to the volume antenna.
Ah, yes.
And then extend it to the top of the instrument where you can reach it and touch it with your finger.
Yeah, and you get a very sharp staccato sound. I've been looking at lots of different ways of getting a more staccato sound getting more attack from a theremin, because it seems to me that's one thing it really doesn't have. And it's just a way of adding to your palette. I would never ever want to diminish what a theremin can already do, because what theremins do is brilliant. We can do a little more, and just a tiny bit, just a bit of fuse wire twisted round so that it makes electrical contact with the loop. Then run it up to the top of the theremin and tape it down with a bit of clear tape, and suddenly you've got something you can just tap on and get this extra component to your palette. I've also experimented with a handheld switch that just interrupts the audio out. So I've got a little button on top, and when the button's not pressed, audio goes through clear. When you press the button, it kills it. It's a kill switch. There's a song which really showcases the kill switch, and it's called Articulator. It's not a new invention. Back in the very early days of theremins, before the volume loop had been fully developed, people would use either a foot switch or a hand switch. And you can find a couple of old examples of people using this in a melodics arena where it works very well. Although I must say, if you're going to do something like that with melodic, you really want pitch preview, because you've just switched off your source of tuning. Yes, that's attack.
So two other really simple mods that you've proposed that I have adopted myself, these apply to the Etherwave standard or Etherwave Plus, is a little piece of tape or Velcro or a piece of plastic tubing over the volume antenna to get rid of the chirp that sometimes happens with that instrument. and over the pitch antenna so you don't lose the nut that holds the antenna on the instrument.
I found some shrink wrap tubing, heat shrink tubing, and yeah, you get the right diameter, it just slides over nicely. But I know of at least half a dozen people who have lost the nut from their pitch rod whilst taking it apart, and it's fallen off on stage and rolled away or what have you. And then we go on to Theremin World or one of the Facebook groups saying, I've lost me nuts. And yeah, it's easily avoided. And it can be used to decorate your instrument. It would be kind of fun to make the whole pitch rod and the whole volume loop black so that they're completely invisible.
I've done that.
Yeah. Just to add to the magic of, black stage, white gloves, and your hands are moving around magically, plucking music from the air, which is what Theremin's are all about.
What can we expect from you in 2020? Do you have any plans musically?
I've put the Themin music to one side to focus on another aspect of my music. I've been, right from the very start, looking at generative music which is created on a computer or mathematically or such like. And that's been a little background theme for most of my years playing music, and it's recently come to the forefront, and I'm really working on developing non-theremin music, which hopefully in the future I will be able to incorporate theremin back into, to expand my range of things. After 7 or 8 albums of solo experimental theremin music, I was kind of starting to run out of ideas. So we'll just put that on the back burner and let it bubble away for a while I think about something else. And when I come back to it, maybe there'll be something new and interesting that'll catch my attention again. And hopefully, I'll be back in the theremin music business.
For more information about the artists and interview guests on Theremin 30, be sure to follow the links in our show notes. Also, check out the Theremin 30 playlist on YouTube. Now let's wrap up this episode with some experimental music from Eric Kreiner, a thereminist and synthesist from Jonesboro, Arkansas, here in the USA. Here's a track called Make Music, Not War. Sounds like a good idea to me. Looks like time is running out on this edition of the Theremin 30 podcast. I want to thank Lexata Ghost, Rewired Stockholm, Beat Frequency, and Eric Kreiner for providing the wonderful and diverse music in this episode. Also thanks to Gordon Charlton for once again sharing his ideas and insights with us. Coming up in March, I have a special guest scheduled to help us commemorate the birthday of Clara Rockmore, and I have some beautiful music from Rob Schwimmer. If you have a Theremin track you'd like me to play in the show, contact me through the Theremin30.com website or the Theremin 30 Facebook page. Until next time, I'm your host, Rick Reed. Thank you for tuning in.
You've been listening to the Theremin 30 podcast. Visit Theremin 30 on the web at Theremin30.com.